Hello and welcome to Season 5, the Group 2 race, Race 1, taking place at Spa. This is eSeniors. I'll be your host for the race. I'll try and keep you ahead of all the action, all the battles. I've got a few little administration things going on at the moment which might deter me from jumping straight to the stream, just helping one or two racers out. I've got a couple of drivers who don't seem to be able to find the server. So what I'm going to try and do is try and help them out a little bit. I mean, there's a lot I've got in, but some aren't getting in. So I'm a bit confused as to why they can't get in actually. We've got over 36 on the server. Manny was one of them. He's just got in now. So yeah, no issue there. What I'll try and do is find the server for the guys and put a screen dump of the server to select, because I'm good like that. So that's the one I need. I'll just keep busy chatting while I try and do this, guys. Sorry about this. I've got to try and help all the drivers out wherever possible, because we want a full grid. The server will accommodate more than, it's a 60 slot server, 64 slot server. We've had 40 running on it already this week, so we know it'll certainly cope. It's always the case, isn't it, when you want to do something, nothing blooming works. Great stuff. Right, come on, where am I? There we go. Do that. Let's do more on that. Copy that. Put it into Discord. Main chat in Discord. Right, Andy Lee's saying you need to have a Honda NSX. I have that selected but not letting me in. I will check Andy's configuration to make sure he selected the right one, because he could have selected the wrong one. Let me just check, see what Andy's doing. I will be with you in a second, guys. What I'll do is I'll put the stream on and I'll run you with a car just so you can see who's a bit of action on track really while I look into this for Andy. Just trying to find Andy Lee's. Yep. Yeah, he's picked the wrong Evo. Yeah, this is the problem. Some people have not necessarily selected the right cars in the championship, because obviously there's different versions. And in this example, he's picked the non-Evo version as opposed to the Evo version. So that means the car he's going to run on track isn't the one he's been practicing in. I mean, it's a simple mistake to make. Yeah, that's the right server. That's bizarre, that, Peter. Yeah, Peter LaFrance is showing me his server now, and it's not giving him it's saying server is full, which we know it's not because we've got drivers still going in as we speak. That tells me he's got the wrong server selected, but I'm not too sure. That's really weird. That's definitely our server. There's drivers. Yeah, I've no time to restart ACC on that one. This is why I want things sorting before people jump onto the server for obvious reasons. It gets quite difficult when I've got two streams to run, and I'm trying to, also manage the admin side of things as well. I've got two PCs run at the moment because I'm going to do the dual screen running again today, and I've just got to try and make sure I can keep focus with both of them. And now I'm getting wrong password. Oh, it's because I'm setting the wrong blooming server, that's why. There you go. Right, so I'm now on that one. to provide the information to Mr. Lees just to show what he's registered with. Right, I'm hoping I'm going to get to the point now where I can concentrate a little bit. Just seeing a bit of a police car on screen, so that means tenants on. We've got 39, so it's definitely not a server full. You know, we are managing the number of people coming on really well here. Andy Lees' problem is he's just picked the wrong car, unfortunately, on registration. So because he's picked the wrong Honda, I will be able to change that for him. And I'll do that without any cost because it's the wrong version of the car. It's not like he's changing cars. So obviously we can do that without a problem. Ooh, this is going to be fun, fun, fun. In the sun, sun, sun. Anybody fancies jumping in the booth? Give me a shout. I'll give you access, and you can join me on the stream. And if not, enjoy my dulcet tones. Hi Kai. Just looking who's connected at the moment. Hi Peter. Hi Terry. Hi Nick. Hi Steve. Hi Mikhail. Hi Paolo. Hi Ian. Hi Don. What's up, Stefan? Love the way you do that, mate. Love the way you do that. Right, so I think I'm going to get to some sort of normality now, and then we'll be able to concentrate a little bit on what's going on track. Obviously, as it stands at the moment, it's practice. We do have a practice session. So while practice is going on, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the schedule again. So I'll be doing the schedule every week just so people are aware. If there's any problems with the sound or the video, please let me know now. I have got something different to do today as well. I've tried to alter the split screen stuff a little bit. I've now got 3 different display options available to me on top of the one you're seeing on screen at the moment, which is a single view car. So we're at Spa today. Spa is probably one of the best loved tracks actually after Bathurst, I think it's fair to say. A quick track, 2 minutes 20 usually for, you know, even proven drivers actually. So we'll be looking at the 221s, 222s today, I reckon. And then 50 minutes, see where it ends. Hopefully we'll all get through Radion and Eau Rouge at the start without a problem. Then got Imola, brilliant track Imola, technically challenging. Not really a fast track, but it does flow really nice. Apart from the curbs on it, the curbs will kill your car. I think I say this every week. Hungaro Ring, I quite like this track. A lot of people don't like it, and the reason why I don't think they like it is because it's not a fast track. It's not, but it's got another nice flow to it, and it's a very technical track. Only one passing opportunity really on the straight. You know, that's if you can get a really good toe as well. So it's not renowned for passing. You're looking for mistakes. Misano, lovely track, absolutely brilliant. A couple of different areas of passing on this one. A couple of long straights, but also a nice technical bit at the start just to get you going. We've also got Watkins Glen, one of the newer tracks. I think a couple of the American tracks when they first come on board, people didn't like them. But I have to admit, Watkins Glen and Circuit of the Americas, which we're running in a few weeks' time after that, are both really good tracks. Really like them, got a good flow to them, and actually they're both very quick as well. And then we've got the best British track, Silverstone. Probably the one of the quickest tracks in all formulas actually. Although it does have technical parts to it, it is a predominantly quick track. Even the GT3s, you know, it does run quite quick. Then Donington. Donington's very hard. It's a very difficult track to pass on, and it has very limited straights as well. So it's not one where you're going to be able to get a good toe and try and get somebody. You're really looking for mistakes on this track. And obviously the weather in the UK could be pretty poor, which might make it a little bit difficult and a bit of a challenge. Paul Ricard, nobody likes Paul Ricard. Will be a giggle on the straight though, as you can imagine. That straight is fantastic for passing people. Circuit of the Americas, Kota, again another good flowing track. Right, just communicate with Andy. Can't see other Evo in custom. I'm just letting him know I can change it. He cannot, but it can't be this week. Okay, sorry about that. And then the best track of them all, Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst, which is running this weekend actually. GT3 cars around that track. It's got everything. It's got the speed, it's got the challenges, and it's got the walls. One mistake, it's game over. I think it's fair to say on that one. We've currently got how many cars on track at the moment? We've got 41 cars on track. Andy Lees is trying to jump in. Can't see the other either in custom. I just had to select it as official. Yeah, it's fine. Has Peter got in yet? No. I'm not too sure what to say to Peter now then, because actually he's asking the question, is he registered? That's a very good point. I mean, obviously I've authorised all registrants. Good point. I'm just going to check now to see if Peter's registered. He may not be, and obviously that's through no fault of mine. I can't control registration, as in accepting and refusal. And unfortunately, no, he's not. And that's going to be a bit of a problem. No, he isn't. So Peter, unfortunately, is not registered. So that means he can't race today. He can race next week. Just means he's going to have to miss out on today. It's very unfortunate, but that's the way it is. I've got no control over that. If he registers now, I still can't get him on the server. So yeah. We'll go back to the track, we'll get rid of the schedule off the screen, and we've got a couple of minutes to go before official the race officially starts. So we've only got a couple of minutes, and then we'll have a bit of fun, get the start going, and then it looks like 42 cars is what we're going to see on track. That's brilliant. That is a really good turnout, I think it's fair to say. You know, 42 out of, I mean, there's 53 registered, and I do know some people are away and can't always guarantee to race. I think this is the sort of number we're going to get used to for these championship races, both Group 1 and Group 2. That's a lot of cars. On this track, probably not as difficult as it can be on some of the tracks. Some of the smaller tracks, it could be a bit of a problem. But that's why we've upped the qualifying by an extra 5 minutes. It might not sound a lot, but actually it makes a big difference. So yeah, we've got 41 cars on track. Qualifying will resume in a couple of minutes time, and we shall see where that takes us. A couple of new drivers you won't be aware of, so I'll try and I can't introduce them per se because I don't know them. I've not seen them race. One of the new guys today who's registered is Joaquim Rodriguez from Portugal, and I think he knows of or is aware of Paulo Neve. So obviously they're both Portuguese. I was chatting to him. He's going to be a sample of his times, and I think he's going to be. I don't think he's a Group 1 runner because his times didn't appear to be consistent with Group 1. But I think he'll give Group 2 a good run. So he's one of the new guys. One of the guys I think raced his first race this week is Mark Condren. I think he was actually in the Aston. I think it might have been yesterday actually. It wasn't doing too bad. He did go off unfortunately, but you can see these guys are in the 220s. And Richard Colum's just on a 220.8, so Richard's well and truly on it in that Ferrari today. Let's see where he is at the end of the race, because we all know the race is long, the tyres do suffer, and anything could happen. Arthur Caston guy, so I love his colour, his BMW. Them purple colours are lovely. He's raced a few races with us, and he's certainly been in the stream a few times. But from this perspective, it's looking half decent. Right, Mr. Savage can't log in. Right, I just need to check. Now, is he registered? So this could be another registration problem. And again, hold on a minute. What else? That's fine. Everyone else is fine. He is registered. He's picked Audi R8. Evo, not the 2, not the Evo 2. Yeah, I'll let Jeremy sort that out with Philip, and then at least he can go in. So if they've picked the wrong generation of the car, that's a simple mistake to make. We'll undo that without a penalty. Obviously, if they've picked like the Honda and they want the BMW, that's a different type of car. So that penalty will stand. We've got to try and make it as fair as possible. Registration, it's different for people seeing things and interpreting things. So I think that's fair to say. You know, if people make a mistake, we'll try and work with them on that. Right, back to the chat in the stream. We've got Mark. Hi, Mark. And Craig. No, the pre-race meeting, Nick. He should have been the pre-race meeting for the password. Has he got it yet? Let me have a look. No, he's not. So, it's Chris, isn't it? Mr. Zambas. So let me find Mr. Zambas. Yeah, it's Chris, I think. Right, I've just, Nick, if you can let him know, I've just sent him the password. He must attend the pre-race meetings in future, though. That's where the password is given in any last-minute information you need to know about the race. So if you can pass that on to him, I'd be greatly obliged. Yep. What else we got? Hi, Derek. Hi, Woody. Hi, Jonathan. Yeah, big shout out to Calvin from Sim3D. I've put the logo on top of the other sponsors. And basically, Sim3D are going to provide a gift voucher to the best improved driver of Group 2. So that's going to be voted for by the drivers. So, you know, I'd say that there's the potential of being biased in there, but I don't think that's going to be the case because everyone knows more or less everyone else now. And obviously, I think it's going to be a good view in this. You know, we've already got 19 concurrent viewers and only 12 likes. That doesn't add up. Johan's joined us. Hi, Johan. Chris has now joined, Nick. Just to let you know, Chris has joined. So Chris is now on the server and we're up to 44 cars. The numbers are going up. The numbers are going up. This is going to be a fantastic race. I got John Wilson. I don't think he's registered either. I'm going to check that now. Okay, so I don't think John did register. He said someone said there was problems registering, but no one's ever made me aware of any registration problems. Right, so someone's just registered there. Peter's now registered. He won't be able to race today. Someone's changed the car, but that's not going to... Lots of drivers updating things last minute, but they're not going to affect the server today. For obvious reasons. There's nothing I can do about that. John Wilson. Yeah, he's definitely not registered. So I can't do anything about that. And obviously once the server's up and running, it's pretty much set in stone. So as you can see, practice is over. We'll be rolling over to qualifying very, very shortly. And then it's going to be showtime. Let's have a look. No one else in the chat at the moment. Okay, good stuff. Let's wait for the server to go over. As I said, we can then do a bit of concentration on qualifying. I'll pick a car, we'll go out with them. A bit of a lap guide just to explain the corner names. So if you hear me mentioning a corner, you know what I'm referring to and where I'm referring to it. And as I said, if there's anybody who wants to join me in the booth, give me a nod. I'll open the booth up and they're more than welcome to come in and join me. That's entirely up to them, up to yourselves. If you're already registered to come in the booth, it's free to open. If you're not registered, I just need to open that up. As you can see, we've now rolled over into qualifying. Lots of cars on the grid. Just get this set up so it goes into drive and do the same on the other screen as well. As I said, I've got dual screen today, so we can see two different views of what's going on. I'm not too sure who's got out the pits first, but let's... Hugo Caballero looks like he's managed to get out quite quickly. I know he's in the yellow and... I thought he was in the... Oh, I think he's in the red, white and blue BMW perhaps. Oh no, the red, white and black BMW. So what we'll do is we'll go on board with Hugo. Just let me find him on the other screen. This is the beauty of trying to find something on the screen. And what we'll try and do is we'll try and look at what he can see. I need to go into what's the name mode. Just hold on a minute. Broadcasting mode. There we go. And I'm going to put us into picture. So the bottom picture is from the bonnet. I don't have cockpit set up on that other machine, unfortunately, so I can't show you the cockpit. So this will have to be marked down. People know the joke there, and it's marked down. See the legs dangling over the front. Hi Nikos, hi Laszlo, hi Trevor. So when he goes onto his flying lap, I'll do a bit of a talk about the corners and the corner lanes. And obviously we'll see exactly what's going on. Again, if the sound out to the problem gives a shout, I can alter certain sounds. I can turn the sound down of the bonnet if need be. As I say, it's coming from two sources. I've been able to split the sound out so we can see it. Other things I've been able to do is I can do it this way. People prefer it that way, where it's more centralised. Or the other view is I've now got a switch where I can put the main view on the big screen and the little view, the big view onto the little screen. So I've got a couple of different options available to me. I'm still playing with it, I'm still learning. There's a few things I still need to tweak, but I think I'm getting there now where I've got quite a good setup in relation to the different views and what's available, and hopefully it all comes across nice and clear as well. Yeah, both running full HD. I've stopped the 4K because it doesn't take a lot for the bandwidth to get mullered, so I've gone back to the 1080p, which is just as clear. Okay, so he's coming towards the end of this lap now, and what we'll do is we'll do a quick lap guide. Can't hear you over the bottom picture. That's fine, that's the sort of feedback I want. So what I can do is I can lower the bottom picture. Let me know how that goes. So he's took off now and he's coming into La Source. So this is the first corner, and picking your braking point when you're racing is really important to you. Getting a good apex, get the power down as soon as possible. And then he's going to enter the Radiant and Eau Rouge. And this is where you make or break a lap. So two problems here. You've got to go through it flat if you can, otherwise you'll lose time. But you've also got to consider that top bit there. And when you get that top bit, do you get away with being able to stay within track limits? So I think from that perspective, that's where we're going to see the most issues. This is the Kemmel Straight. And this takes us into corner 7, 8 and 9, which is Lake Coombe. Again, you want to take the two apex as close as possible here. Get the car to the left and then take the apex on the right-hand side. And that'll take us down into turn 10, which is Bruxelles. Bruxelles, however you want to pronounce it, Bruxelles. That's corner 10. Keep it to the close to the curb as possible. Keeping the power down or just tempting the throttle. Right, game audio is very low now. Right, okay. There you go. I've tweaked it up a little bit. I can't win, can I? It will change when I go back to solo view. This is one of the things I've got to try and tweak. And this is going to now take him into Purion, which is turn 12. So this is, you go in, slow the car down, then you get the power down and keep it full throttle all the way out of the bend onto the straight. And that takes into T13 and T14, which is Campus. But again, you want to try and take the apex on both corners here to keep the power down as much as possible, and drift the car to the right. And that takes us into corner 15, which is Stavelot. Looking better. Good angles coming out there within track limits, and he's getting his foot down into the right-hander, and that's the Cours Paul Frere. And this is flat out now into Blanchimont, which is turn 17, the little left-hander. This little kink coming up. And then this can be done flat in the GT3s. And I'll be looking to come down to the chicane, also known as the bus stop, turn 19 and 20, braking hard, trying to ride the curb as much as possible without taking the sausage, and likewise on the left-hand side, and then getting the power down as soon as possible. and that'll take him back onto the straight with a lap time of, and this is Hugo, and that was with a lap time of, he's gone right up my timing screen, and he's gone into 8th position. So at the moment we've got a qualifier in the 20s, so we've got 2 in the 220s. We've got Richard in a 220.9 and Mape in a 220.9, so looking good at the front. Then we've got Daniel Britos in the 221.0 and Jeremy in the 221.3, and then there's a couple of more drivers in the 221s, then in the 222s and 223s, while the other drivers still shake down and get the laps out. So now we're up to 44 drivers on track, so looking really good. Oh, my room's nice and warm with 2 computers going. No, Peter, unfortunately you didn't get yourself. I've authorised your registration now, and you will be able to race next time. I think Mr. Wilson's in the same boat. Obviously, I have no control over who's registered and who's not. I just approve it, but you've never registered for me to approve, so I've now done that. Well, let's change to who's on a good lap at the moment. Let's go on board with Melvin. So Melvin is currently in 11th position. And he's 7/10 up at the moment. This is going to put him into the 221s, 221.7, which will put him around 6th place if he can keep it up. So he's still quite early on into the lap here. You know, he's still got a fast part, and he's gained another 10th. He's 8/10 up at the moment. He's got the power down well there, and that's giving him another 10th. He wants, yeah, he just eased off the throttle. You could just hear him ease off the throttle a little bit there. That is a flat corner. That if you got the position of the corner right, you can do that flat. You're going flat out down here now, and is he going to lift into the left-hander? Doesn't appear to do, although he did seem to lift off there as the car started to rotate a little bit. He's looking at the moment to 221.6, which will put him into 5th place, and he's still trying to push further. He's a second up. No, he's lost time. Power out of the corner. He's lost time. He's still going to go up into 5th place. Great showing there, Melvin. Into 6th place, Melvin goes. Let's jump on board with one of the newcomers, Radislav Visharek. He's 9/10 up. He's on 221.9 at the moment. So he's looking for a 220.9, which will put him up at the front with the rest of them. And Danny Britos has done a 220.4. So Danny's looking really healthy. I will say the McLaren is flying around here. And Jorgen Pedersen has just done a 220.7. So Jorgen flying as well. So Radislav's 1.1 seconds up at the moment with a 221.9, and he's just spoiled his lap. He hit track limits, and that's his lap thrown away. But we know he's got that in the bag. Let's go to Billy. Billy's 3/10 up. He's on a new lap already. So Billy's looking at the 220s here. Let's see where Billy takes us. Let me get the other screen up so we can see where Billy is on track. And what we'll do is we'll put him on the helicam. I'll split screen so you can see the inside and outside view of what's going on there. Nice through the corners. He's not making great time though at the moment. Melvin's going even faster. Melvin's looking at the 220s here, if he can keep it up. And that will put Melvin very well up, and we know Melvin's really difficult to pass. So Billy's 4/10 up now. He's managed to gain a bit more time, but that does tell me he's got a second in the bag here. If he was to get that lap together, he's got a good second in the bag. Danny Britos is going 2/10 faster. He could be hitting the 219s here. He feels that he's not going to be in Group 2 next season at this rate. Mappy Kansund, who's having a fantastic lap, is looking to challenge Danny as well at the moment. But Billy's still 4/10 up. This is going to put him into the 220s if he can keep it up. See where it goes. Yeah, Danny's still 2/10 up at the moment. He's a flat out along here, doesn't he, really? 1 second up. He's going to be in the 220.5 here. It's going to put him into third, and there he goes, third place. He's got another half second in the bag there, I'll tell you that now. Easily got another half second in the bag. Sorry, just moving some of the windows around. I've just noticed I've got a bit of an overlay problem. I will resolve it. Just a second. You probably won't notice it on the stream actually, but I'm just moving things around as we speak. A bit more real estate, that's what we want, a bit of real estate on the screen, a bit of real estate. Let's go on board with Richard. Richard was the early leader. He's now 7/10 up, and I'll put him on the other screen as well. That's the problem with having two screens. I've got to switch to different views. This is where I'll have a delay in the stream when I'm trying to switch between different views with people. Come on there, that's not really where you want to be as a back marker on a slow lap in a bend. That's cost him 2/10. That's one of them soul destroying things when you're on a flyer and someone decides to total, go around the apex so slow. And I'm just watching another driver on track at the moment, and they're looking like they could be trying to steal pole position. I will jump to them in a minute. They're not halfway around yet, and they're already a second up. So Richard here is 6/10 up. He's going to be in the 220.3 here, which will put him in third place. He's lost time though. That exit wasn't very good. He's moving up a couple of places, but not much. So I'm going to switch now to Mr. Lynn Ortner. Lynn Ortner's 9/10 up. He's going for the 219s here, but Billy Stewart's also going for the 219s, but he's just spoilt his lap. Ollie's lost a boatload of time here. But yeah, he's still looking good though, Ollie. He needs to get the time back. Billy Stewart's off track at the moment. He's sliding that car around, is Ollie. He's gained 2/10 there actually. He's got even more in the bag as Ollie, if he can get that perfect lap in. He's got the power down early here. He's 4/10 up still. It's going to be a 220.5 as it stands. That could put him in either second, third or fourth. Now he's lost he's lost a couple of tenths now. He really needs to gain the time. He's easily got another second in the bag here if he wants it. He needs to open that bag and start looking for the additional time, because it's there for him. It's sat on the table. Yeah, he's down to 2/10 now. He was on a flying lap before. Yeah, he's got his braking point spot on. He's gained a 10th in the braking zone. He's 4/10 up. No, he's not. Sorry, yes, he's lost all the time again now. He was up, just couldn't get the power down, and he's no gain at all. Let's go down to the back of the grid a little bit, and let's jump on board with Mr. Goddard. So Mr. Goddard's in the Porsche. He's just coming over his line, and he's going to have a big leap up the table here. And his lap looked like it was a good, and he must have spoilt it right at the end because he didn't move. Okay, let's go on with Kenneth. So Kenneth's on his way back from COVID, as we know. He's been struggling a lot with COVID, and he's still trying to find his feet. So Kenneth's currently in 28th position. He's losing all. He's decided to park it. So let's not go with Kenneth then. Let's go with Richard. Richard was one of the early pace setters, Richard Colum, so let's see where he goes. There are currently 44 cars registered on this server to race. So I'm not saying they're all out on track because some are in the pits, but basically 44 cars will be starting the race, which is fantastic. So Richard's 6/10 up here. This is going to put him in a 221.2, which is going to put him in about 12th position. He's just lost a 10th there, but he's moved up into 13th, so he did lose time there. Very big grid mark. It's going to be great. I think we're going to have similar tomorrow as well. But yeah, it's looking busy, shall we say. Right, who should we go with next? Mr. Russell. Let's jump on board with Mr. Russell. So he's been having some good races recently. So Ken's in the Audi. He's just spoilt his lap. We won't go with Ken that lap then. Let's go with PJ. Find PJ in the other list. There we go. That's PJ, who's not in a Porsche, believe it or not. He's in a Honda. So PJ's decided to ditch his loving Porsche. He's still kept the same colours. He's 1.3 seconds up, 1.8 seconds up, which is going to move him right up the table, probably mid-table now. There you go. He's gone into 23rd. He was in the 30s. So PJ there with quite a good lap. Let's go with Fred Tennant as opposed to Frank Tennant. So this is Frank's twin brother. He's 9/10 up at the moment. His best is a 2:26.9, so he's looking to get into the 2:25s. I will say his time is very similar to Frank actually. So there's going to be I think there's going to be a gaggle of drivers around this time during the race. If I'm being honest, you can see there he's playing with his traction control as well, or he's changing something as he's driving. He's 1.1 second up, so this is going to put him into 2:25 fours at the moment. Now he's gained a load of time coming through there, so he's into the 1:24s now. 2:24, sorry. That's going to move him up about 3 places in front of his brother. There you go. So but Frank is going faster. Frank is 8/10 up. Let's jump to Frank. Oh, that's hard on the screen. It just says F Tennant. I can't work out who's who. There you go. So Frank Tennant we're on board with now is 1.1 seconds up. So Frank's looking at a 2:25, 2:24. So he needs another couple of tenths to take his brother. Can he get the braking in this corner sorted so he can gain? Yeah, there's another tenth. No, he's lost it coming out. He really needs to get the power down quickly on that Bentley, and he's not going to do it. So he's going to be stuck behind his brother there, I fear. And there he is. He is stuck behind his brother. We have got 3 minutes left of qualifying to go. Let's see who else we can go back on board with. Anyone making any big moves? Let's go back to Russell again. So Ken Russell is 7/10 up. He's currently in a 2:21.4. And he's decided, I've gone back to him and he's decided to drift it. Christopher Zambas, Nicky Inos's brother, I believe. He's currently in 20th with a 2:21.9. He's 3/10 up at the moment. So let's see how he manages. He's 3/10 up. He's just come up to halfway around the track. He's lost a tenth coming into there, but that's not unfamiliar in that corner. It would take me a while to do a grid walk, and he's really every time I go to them I'm forcing them off track here. I'm a bit worried to go anywhere. Now we could have a new pole sitter. Don Queen is 3/10 up, and he's purple. He's actually purple as we stand. So let's see how Don puts this lap together. So his best is a 2:20.3, and he's 2.23. He's 3/10 up now. 4/10 up, 5/10 up, 6/10 up. Great exit, and he's losing time, but he's still going to get pole, I think. And there it is, a 2:20.07, and he's just stole it from Mappe, who did a 2:20.0. Mappe will not be able to come out now and beat that. So unless Billy or Ollie are on a flyer, and Ollie needs another 2/10, Billy needs another 2/10, Don is going to claim pole, and there is an extra position, an extra point for pole. Don't forget, fastest lap and pole is an extra point for both of them. So Billy's lost time on his lap, but I'll tell you who hasn't lost time, Mr. Linortner. He's 4/10 up here. That'll put him into 2:20.1, and that could put him in third place on the grid. Is he going to gain more time? He's still quite early into his lap. We saw him, he made a few mistakes before, and he's now on for pole. Ollie Linortner, our Antipodean friend, is looking like he could make a challenge for pole here. So we'll keep on board with him. He just needs another couple of... he's losing time coming out of there, so that's going to punish him a little bit now. He really needs to try and gain another couple of tenths, otherwise he's not going to make it. He really needs 5/10 and some just to stake pole. Okay, he's really labouring coming out of that corner then. He needs to gain a lot of time through this sector. Get the power down. He's back onto 1/10 up. 2/10 up, get the power down early. He's looking good for 2:20.3 at the moment, which will put him on 4th place. And every tenth he takes now is going to be a bonus, but he's lost time in that sector again. Exactly the same sector as before, so he's there's obviously something he doesn't like in that sector that's costing him time. He's still up, but not much at the moment, so he's not going to set the world alight on this lap. He's lucky if he's going to take a position from Billy. As it stands, he can take Billy, but you're only talking hundredths of a second in it. He's gained a tenth, 2/10 there. He's got good braking, 3/10 up. Can he get a good drive out? 2/10. He's going to claim from Billy by the looks of it. One position, and there it is. And Billy is also 1/10 up. Billy's looking for his position back. and he's just started a new lap as Billy. So let's see where this takes Billy. Ricard, what am I doing in Group 1? Hi, Ricard. So Billy is now on for pole. This could be what you call that final pole lap. He's now 6/10 up, is Billy, and that'll put him into the 2:19s. He will be the first driver into the 2:19s. But a hot lap is different, and he's 8/10 up. A hot lap is different to a race car. Now he's lost a 10th there, and that'll keep coming off now. He's doing well here. He's holding it together. Still 7/10 up. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's just kept it in track limits there. Just kept it. That was very close. It did cost him a 10th though. Still 5/10. He's starting to lose time now. Don's position is currently safe, but he is going for second or third. Now he's back up again. His gear change was a bit late there, I think. That's just cost him a few RPMs, and it has done. So he's back into the greens, and he's losing time now. He's leaking time down here. That's the problem. Once you lose it, it'll keep going down. It won't come back until you get into another braking zone. So his time's now starting to drip off a little bit. And if he carries on, he's going to be in third position, but don't think he's going to better third position as it stands. It was a monumental effort, but he just didn't have enough at the end in that final sector, and he's lost. He might not even get the next position. Oh yeah, he's gone up into 4th place. So that was qualifying. Okay, so just waiting for the grid to form. This is going to be a long grid walk. I've got my little man with his microphone behind me, and you know, we'll be doing what they do on the grid in Formula 1, going down and trying to understand, you know, who's in what car. As it's such a big grid, I might struggle towards the end because my screen just can't have that many drivers on it. It's quite difficult. So yeah, let's see where this takes us. Just reduce that music a little bit in the background. Did I tell you I was ill? No, you didn't, but I'm sure you have done now. Right, still waiting. 44 cars, 43 cars. One person's just left. One's left the building. Hopefully it's not a connection issue. If they're not quick enough, they will not be able to rejoin. I can't tell you who it was. But this could be anyone's. It really could. I know the guys at the front were fast, but as we've seen so far, you can be at the front, be fast, and then make a mistake, and it costs you. The saving grace of being at the front, as Don will undoubtedly show us, is you can tend to get away and ignore all the bedlam behind. So they're just on the grid now. I'm just going to get myself set up to go down the grid walk. And for some reason I've decided to do a screenshot, which I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I obviously pressed something I didn't realise I had pressed, and that was slowing my screen down. Right, so here we go. Let's do the grid walk. In pole, with a time of 2:20.070 is Don. Then we've got Mape Kansund, Richard McKay, Billy Stewart, Danny Britos, Ollie Linortner, Aaron Shannon, Jorgen Pedersen, Melvin Garland, Peter David, Jerry Owen Woosman, Richard Columb, Jeremy Arabas, Brian Banks, I think it's Condron Russell, Ellis Abando, Haim Caballero, Visharek Zambas, Mileski Stathis, Rodriguez Lingham, Vitala Belajic, Houpier Goddard, Petchia Parks, Skelton Langlois, Ars Souza, Persh Smith, Grimmer Frederick Tennant, Frank Tennant, and then at the back we have Andy Lees in the old Honda, which was a selection mistake, and Arthur Castanguy. So that's all the drivers. That is our grid formed. And what I'll do is I'll go to the front of the grid into the helicam, and on my other machine I'll go to the helicam, and we'll get to see hopefully the start of both. I just need to get rid of that off the screen on the other one, and there we go. My apologies for that. I think what I did last time, actually, I went to the back, and what I did was I went to the front cam so you can see what's going on, because it gives you a good understanding of what's going on for the driver in front and what bedlam he's about to see. Hi Kevin. Oh, we can't race. And hi Eric. Don Queen is on pole, yes. A couple of fast guys who are doing really well. So yeah, so the view of the little window is from Arthur, who's at the back of the grid, just to give us an idea of what's going on in front of him. And obviously we've got Frank in front of him, Mr. Amazing Start, and it's lights out and away we go. Hopefully we're not going to get chaos, but who knows. So far so good. I'm not seeing anything flash up yet, and I do believe we may have got through. How, I don't know, but what an amazing start. 3 wide, all coming to the braking zone, all watching the brakes. This is going to be interesting. Everyone seems to be obeying. This is looking absolutely amazing. 3 wide round there, ever so slight brushing. There's a car gone off up there, and there has been contact, but it's rubbing. There's been we have lost a car. Jorgen. So what happened with Jorgen? Let's have a quick replay of that. Just see what happened. So I think Jorgen is in the red and white Honda, the more white one. Oh no, he's on the red one. So he's really got it sideways, and he's onto the grass. So he's just going to drop down, and you can see the Benny and Rodriguez, I think it is, just coming together further down the track as well. So yeah, and further around there's a big contact between a few other drivers. So the replay will end in a second, and then we can go back to the racing. There have been a few incidents. Drivers have dropped back. Frank's been involved in one as well. Frank's parked up. Sousa's now gained a little bit. You can see there that Pedersen's getting going again. Frank's had a bit of an issue as well. He's made contact with somebody, but that now seems to have settled. So let's see what's going on at the front. The first few laps is key here, because you can end up getting your track limit warnings very early on in the race, and that really means you're up against it for the rest of the race. And you can see there that car, I think, is Danny. Oh, he's over rotated. Is that Danny? And Danny's rotated, managed to drive through the wall. And Danny was one of the front runners. He's now rolling down the table a little bit. Everyone's managing to get through the bus stop, which is excellent. In fact, there's that much going on, and we've got a car coming into the pits now as well, and that's Mr. Zambas. And we've had a bit of a to-do coming round there as well. and there's a few cars. Let's have a look at what's gone on there. I'm not too sure what's gone on there. It looked like someone might have got it wrong coming out of the bus stop. What we'll do is I'll put the other screen on at the front of the grid, because Billy's making a move on. Billy's just made a move on Aaron. Aaron made a great start. You can see there, just cars brushed together, and that Porsche's going the other way, and we also have another car off as well. Must be careful it doesn't get okay. Hugo Caballero has just had to come together as well. You can see that the battle at the front is still got a few cars battling together, but it looks like Billy's starting to make a bit of headway now. But Richard, Mappe and Don have disappeared into the distance. There's been contact with Radislav. I'm not too sure who it was with. Jorgen and James Parks have also been in contact with each other. There's still a lot of touching going on. Mark Condron's in the pits, so he had a contact early on in lap 1, if you remember. That was the car I thought was Rodriguez. Obviously it isn't. Vischer X going in the Lexus. He's back up and running again. Okay, so let's start looking at battles. So as battles go, this is the first battle we've got on track. And we can see Ollie is being put under pressure by Melvin. So what we'll do is we'll go to Ollie and we'll go to the wing view so you can just see exactly what Ollie can see behind him. And then we've got Melvin hunting him down. And Ollie will be concentrating on trying to catch Aaron up in front as well. Aaron's decided to go with the Honda this time round. And I think he was a Bentley person previously. So let's see. Whew. I thought the start was going to be perfect then. Just one or two. But no one struggled through Eau Rouge, which was the best part actually. Oh, and there goes Aaron. A bit of over-rotation. That's going to give Ollie the run. And Melvin's going to try and jump on there as well. So Ollie has moved up a position in front of Aaron, and Melvin has now got the battle of sorry, let me go to the wing. Let me go back to that view of the cockpit there, and let me go to the wing of I think it's Aaron, isn't it? There you go. So we'll see Melvin trying to catch him at the moment. He's just lifting off slightly. He's playing with something on his wheel. Melvin's got a great run here. Melvin's going to make the pass. Melvin's up the outside. Is he going to have the pace? He's made it already. So he's already cleared him there. Great pass by Melvin. Melvin up into 6th place. He's got the car around the corner. And Melvin is now hunting down Ollie. So Ollie's now got Melvin in his rear view mirror. Meanwhile, the guys at the front, Don, Mappe and Richard are 6 seconds clear of Billy. They're just running away with it at the front now. They've got a little private battle of their own. I will switch to them in a minute, but obviously we've got battles, a few different battles around track. Radislav's just made a pass on Andy Skelton on the Lexus there, and he's now hunting down Mike Molesky. Benny Heim was putting pressure on Hugo Caballero. And you can see that Lexus we know has got a great top end on it, but that's not really a passing point at this point in time. Danny Britos, there's been another pass there. Dimitri's just managed to pass Robert Abando. So Dimitri in the Audi there has just managed to pass. I think that's the Lamborghini of Robert. Richard McKay is now putting a lot of pressure on Mappe. So I know Mappe last ran this track. He did a fantastic job. Full map, please. Do you mean full map? The gaps. Okay. There you go. Race gaps. Full map. My second, that's Stefan. Oh, track map. Because yeah, because I'm in broadcast mode, it's not actually as straightforward as that. So unfortunately, the little track map's the only thing I can really show. If I switch out of broadcast mode, I get other stuff on the screen, and that's not really how I tend to do it. Let's see what I can do. So what you're on about is that one. Okay, so I can put that one up if that's helpful for you. just so you can see how much it's spread out already. We've got a couple of cars, 369's obviously straddling at the back. I think that's Condron as a result of a pit stop. We've still got obviously Richard putting pressure on Mappe. Aaron Shannon was trying to make a pass on Danny Britos. He made a good gain, but he's not been able to make the pass. Ken Russell is obviously managing to keep up with Brian Banks, and he's looking to try and make that pass on Brian there. And then you've got Benny, who's still putting pressure on Hugo. So still a lot going on at the moment. I think we're going to see battles all the way throughout the race here. There's been contact at the back, although it looks like it was a bit of door banging. Rob is now putting pressure on Andy Goddard. He's got a great run up the inside here. He is going to claim that corner, although Andy's braking late and he's going to swing it round. I think Rob was being very generous there. I think he could have claimed that if he wanted to. Benny has made the pass on Hugo now. But the Lexus has got the grunt pass. Mike Molesky's been involved in a little tap. And Andy Skelton has made a pass on Radislav. So Andy Skelton's just, let's see if we can go. Oh, I've gone back too far. I've clicked the wrong button there. My apologies. We'll just have to see this out. And for some reason, when you do the replay, it goes to the original livery of the car. Don't ask me why. There's nothing I can do about it. But that is Andy Skelton's Black Cat Racing. But I can't do anything about that. The replays just don't include the right skin for everybody. And I don't know the reason why. But I have clicked the wrong button there. But we're going to see at some point Andy Skelton make a pass now on Radislav in the Lexus in front of him. I did press the wrong button, as I said. My apologies for that. Radislav did go a little bit wide there. Andy's quite a way back to get this pass done, actually. I'm wondering whether Radislav made a bit of a mistake. Nope. Didn't even catch it on the replay. Oh, and you can see there the skin's back to the normal colour again. Lee Ellis is putting pressure on Jeruin. He's obviously another Lambo driver. Peter David is all over the back of Aaron. Peter David's car is quite bright, shall we say. Nice metallic livery there. And you can see Richard in the Ferrari behind them. I'm going to put pressure on them. I'm going to put on the other screen, I'm going to put the battle that's going on for first place, for pole position, for first place. So Mappy's caught up Don. And you can see there now, Mappy is really putting pressure. And in the rear view mirror of Mappy, you can see we've got Richard as well. Billy Stewart's got his foot down now. He's took 2 seconds out the front lot. He's just done a 2:20.9. So Billy's really going for it. And you can see here Peter's trying to make headway but not being able to do so. There's been, looks like a few cars pitting now as well. Further down the grid, Marcus is pitting, Marcus Portion. This battle's still going on between Radislav and Andy Skelton. Andy Goddard, Jaime Goddard, is still putting pressure on Borat Belagic. Although I think Borat may have got past him there. Not too sure. Kenny Schmidt is trying to make a pass on Thierry, and he's done so. He's got the car stopped, and that's a great pass by Kenny there. Andy Lees and Manuel Sosa side by side. Andy Lees is trying to go round in the old Honda, and he's made the pass, and so has Mr. Sosa. James Park there going a little bit wide, but he hasn't actually had contact, which is a good bit of racing. And this battle, I think, is going to see us to the rest of the race. Bearing in mind, as I say, Andy Lees is actually in the wrong version of the car. So there's a lot to probably think about there. And Mappy's now just dropped back a little bit from Don, as you can see there. Right, I'll put the track map back on just temporarily so you can see where the majority of the battles are, and you can see there Mr. Seuss has managed to pass Andy Lees as a result of that. But I think this battle is going to be backwards and forwards as the race goes on. Let's go back to P10. Mr. Kalum was running slow. Peter David's got a lot of pressure on Aaron Shannon there, and that's for what's going to be 8th place. Let's go forward with a car and we can see the battle there. Peter's got a great drive coming out of there. And you can see Aaron's just put his car into a defensive bit. Danny hit the curb quite hard. Has Peter made the curb? No, he's not made it. I thought he was going to make it there. Billy Stewart's took almost another second out the guys at the front. Billy is he's not holding back now, Billy. He's really going for it. So that's a battle to watch in a minute. And they're all going up through Eau Rouge. Really, really good there. And there's been a pass. Well, there was almost a pass. And there has now been a pass. So Richard did pass Mappy, and Mappy's past him back. Billy has took another second out the front, guys. He's absolutely flying. So we're going to see Billy in a minute. And there he is, coming round the corner in the green car. He is absolutely clawing them, and he's getting faster and faster. He's nearly a second quicker than the guys in front of him at the moment. He is on an absolute mission, is Billy, at this point in time. Okay, Jeremy has just made a pass on Mr. Coloom, and Brian's also going for the same move. So Jeremy's up into 10th place. Fantastic there from Jeremy. So he's really starting to settle in that Audi now, is Jeremy. He's getting some good lap times out of it as well. So he's running in the 222s there. So he'll be happy with that. Richard there, late braking. And Billy is still hunting them down at the front. So I'm going to put Billy on bonnet cam into the little window so you can see what's going on there. Just so you can see how he's catching them. He is gaining at a rate of knots. It's fair to say he is really gaining, is Billy. And we will switch that view in a minute from the battle we're currently on. You know, it's basically just the press of a button, and we can do that. So now we can see exactly what Billy's doing, and we can concentrate on Billy in the big screen and still watch the battle going on in the little screen. Technology, isn't it wonderful, eh? And there's been a pass. Peter has actually made a pass, and there's been an incident, and Jeremy has capitalised. Let's just go back just to see what's gone on there with that. So we saw Aaron. There was contact. Let's have a quick look at what's going on. They're both going for it. No issue initially. Peter's really gone for the outside. Oh, and that's unfortunately that's Mr. Shannon's issue there. Yep, and that's going to cause Peter no end of problems there. Peter's losing a boatload of time, and yeah, that's very unfortunate, I think it's fair to say. And Jorian's also been involved in an incident, bit of a contact. You can see there he's going slow as cars pass him. He was contact with somebody. I'm not too sure who the contact was with, but yeah, there was contact there. No doubt keeping the stewards very, very busy. And look, Billy is there. It's Oh, he was. Has Billy hit the wall, or has he kept it? Let's just have a quick replay on that. Did Billy hit the wall, or has he? Oh, he got away with it. He got away with it, but he's lost a boatload of time there as Billy. And he's now back up and running, but he's in 7th place. He's going to have Jeremy. He's going very, very slow here. He's going to have Jeremy right on his cahooters in a minute. Right, he's getting going again now. Whoa, that was close. Very, very close. Oof, very close to that wall. And there they come behind. And Jeremy can now see Billy, and he'll be thinking, oh, something happened. And you can see Richard in front, behind Jeremy as well. Also thinking the same, as in, I could be gaining something here. Let's keep ourselves interested. Billy will get going again, that I'm confident of. I've got Don showing as a white flag, but I think that just means he's just into a braking zone and not as quick as accelerating back out. There's a few little battles around track now. What I'm going to do is put them on the little screen just so you can see them, what's going on. And you can see the Petrie's gone off track. And Borrett has managed to pass Goddard, I think, at some point as well. And that battle's ongoing. So good little battle. There's been contact towards the back here. Looks like someone's not very happy there, flashing the lights. So let's see what's gone on. This is Radislav. Oh, so it was Petrie who hit Radislav there, and obviously Petrie's going to wait. Radislav's gonna. We know he gets going because we saw him flash his lights. So we'll wait till he's safe. He's got himself going again. Petri did wait, so he's followed the rules. I don't know if Petri's got a problem there. So he's got flashing lights there. I don't know what he's flashing for. Okay. Oh, yeah, a bit of an incident. Danny's just managed to pass Melvin, but Danny's gone very wide, and Melvin will take that position back because Melvin's got the right line. He wants to be careful there, Danny, because he could have got a slapper on and gone into the wall, or he could have actually had a warning there. Not too sure really whether he's going to get a warning or not, but he'd definitely gone off track, and that is an invalid lap. So I'm going to go back to the front because this battle at the front is still going on, and as you can see there, Mappy and Richard are still at it, and Richard's still after giving Mappy a battle, and that's allowing Don just to pull away a little bit. So where are we up to? Billy Stewart looks like he's up and running again now. He's pulled away from Jeremy ever so slightly. Let's go to Dimitri. So Dimitri is putting pressure on Benny. So Benny is currently running in 13th place, and is looking quite tight at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard from a timings perspective. And hopefully that'll come up on the screen. Let me put it onto single view mode. There you go. I know there's a lot. It's not very clear there, but you can see all the split sector times for all the racers. Obviously, there's a lot of cars on track, so it's very difficult for me to determine what you can and can't see there. But you get an idea of who's running the fastest laps, who's doing what sectors as we speak. Yeah, quite a lot of information available to us there. Yeah, the battles are starting to cool down a little bit now. So obviously we've got Mike Molesky here putting pressure on Kenneth, and then behind that we've got Jerion Borrett. He's going slow. Jaime's trying to catch him. So it looks like Jaime in the green Porsche. Oh, he's got a bit wide there though. He's trying to put pressure on. I'm going to go back to that battle at the front with Mappy and Richard, because they're still at it, these three. And at the moment it's Don Queen leading from Mappy Cansund, who's leading from Richard McKay, and that was Rob, I think, going very wide there, was it? In the Aston Martin. That's probably a track limits issue there. Let's go to this battle here. I know there's going to be another pass further down. In fact, that pass did happen. Jaime did get him. My apologies for switching there then. I did realise that was going to happen. Jorgen has gone off. I'm not too sure he's got damage. Let's see if we can see what happened to him actually as he lost it through Radian. Coming through that corner, fine. Corner, fine. Oh, and he's lost it there at that point. Oh, yeah, contact. He's going to feel that. Luckily, I don't think that's going to be too much damage. He might be a bent wheel, but it does mean other drivers are going to be able to pass him now. So, yeah, he did make a bit of a mistake there and get away with it. Well, kind of get away with it. He didn't destroy the car, shall I say. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Hi, Tommy. We haven't missed anyone out. There's been a lot being said while I've been concentrating on the screen. Okay, not much. Petri's back chasing down Jorgen now. Obviously, we know Petri had a bit of a to-do before where he had a collision with Radislav. Radislav is back up and running again. He's putting pressure on Hugo Caballero. And you can see Thierry's wanting to be part of this party from behind as well. So as you can see, Richard has passed Mappy now, and Richard's off. And there's been, yeah, a bit of an issue there. As you can see, one of the cars has gone off. I'm just going to do a bit of a replay on these two, just to see what actually happened. So we've got Ken in the green car, I believe, and Richard in the Ferrari. Ken in the Audi, Jeremy in the Audi in front. Oh, we nearly got Jeremy there, and then they've come in close together. Richard's closed the door on him there. I'm not too sure that was the right decision to make, and Richard's carried on. So, yeah, the idea of keeping your foot planted on the brake is what you're supposed to do there, and then situations, unfortunately, I don't think Richard fully did that. I'm sure that's going to be one for the stewards to look into. Mike Molesky's just made a pass on Kenneth. And Kenneth's not giving up. Kenneth wants to go the other side, and then sat behind them is Jerwin, with someone waiting for the invite as well. And it looks like Mike's managed to make that pass now. So a bit further forward, we've got Lee Ellis in the Lambo chasing down the Ferrari of Richard. And Richard's chasing down Dimitri now as a result of that off before. We've still got 41 runners on track as we speak. So very, very good what's going on there. Oof. Radislav is now putting pressure on Hugo. So Radislav, as we know, and there's been an incident. Has Ken gone? And Ken's, I don't know what's happened with Ken there, but let's just see what's happened with Ken. Ken's come round, Bruxelles. And then it's a no name. It looks alright at this point, to be fair. That's his braking point coming up into the corner. And he just goes off track. Ah. That's either control related or personal. I hope everything's okay. Because there's no contact from anyone there. I mean, Goddard has just been passed. He made a mistake, and Lee Ellis and Richard are battling it out here. And you can see behind, I think that's Aaron and Brian are also battling it out as well. The gap at the front now is starting to increase. So Don's got a 2-second, and there you go. Richard takes his second trophy of the race, and decides to take Lee. So Richard's having a few problems getting that Ferrari stopped in that corner. Hopefully Lee's not got too much damage there, but that's strike 2 for Richard Columb. And that car's gone really deep there of Kenneth. And you can see Lee Ellis is going to get the drive down here. Although not necessarily. Kenneth had a much better drive in his Audi. I don't know what all that's about. And Billy's gone off track again, and that's allowed Jeremy. So what's gone on with Billy this time? Has he just overcooked it again? So let's go to Billy. He's gone through Eau Rouge. No problem there. Oh, whoa, 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 yes. And he's kept out that. No, he's not. That's going to be, that's going to need buffing out that, and that's going to give Jeremy a free pass. So Jeremy is into the dizzy heights now of 7th position. Yeah, he's going to struggle now, is Billy, I think, as a result of that, because his car's going to be somewhat damaged as a result of 2 impacts, although the first one we don't think was too bad. Hi, Mark. And look at this battle here, these 3 cars. So what I'm going to do is go to Jaime Goddard. Find him on the list. Come on, where you are there. And I'm going to go to the wing cam on that. And I'm going to go to the cockpit cam on that. So you get to see... Oh, and he lets me down and goes wide. And straight away, Radislav's just passed him. Yeah, so Radislav's been after him all while. And that really means me pointless of the double screen now, doesn't it? Kind of pointless. But what that does also mean now... Oh, we've got a bit of a to-do in front. Let's just go to the helicam. Oh! That's... that was Hugo. Now, did he get tapped? Or what? I'm trying to work out what happened there. I don't know if he got loose, but they all come together. He did seem to put his brakes on. So we can see in the front there, there's been a pass made. Rob's on the inside. No problem so far. The BMW gets on the dirt. Oh, he's just over-rotated. Over-rotated into the BMW and took the BMW out. So Hugo, unfortunately, he's had a bit of a nightmare there. And Richard Columb's decided to pit it. He's had enough. I think he's getting some new tyres, some new brakes fitted to that. John Pachaya's gone off. Rodriguez is the one who got damaged before when he got put in the wall, and I presume he's going to quit as well to the pits. Understandable, really. They were high impacts. And there's... Oh, that was a bit close there by Mr. Heim. I mean, that's what you're going to call a bump pass, really, isn't it? And he has realised and give it back. Fair dues to Benny for that. Because I think he did realise he upset the car balance there. We're getting a few problems arising now here. This is starting to become a bit of a calamity, actually. There seems to be cars going off all over the place. My leaderboard's lit up like a Christmas tree at the moment, and I don't know where I am. Someone's going up the inside for a dive, and they took out Mr. Sousa there. So that's someone in the McLaren. Oh, and then... oh, they're still at it. They're deciding who's going to go through. The Porsche is going to go over the curb and straight across the track. That's definitely an unsafe free join. Wow, it's all happening. It's all happening. Woo. Right, so... need to catch my breath. There's just so much going on at the moment. Richard's closing in on Don now, by the way. So I'm going to come away from this battle now. I mean, this is the only battle on track. Let's do a tour of each of the drivers. So you can see Don is currently leading. He's only 1.2 seconds ahead now of Richard McKay. So Richard's been battling with Mappy and has managed to pass Mappy. And he's now hunting Don down. Don's having a great race up front, to be fair. Mappy Canson's 3 seconds behind. And look who's now interested in Mappy. Mr. Linnortner. Ollie is having a great race, although that is definitely off track. He's having a great race there at the moment in 4th place. I mean, talking about, we said about improved drivers for Sim 3D. Ollie's got to be there, top of the list at the moment. This is awesome from Ollie. He's normally midfield every race. This has been great. Melvin Garland also having an absolute blinding race in 5th position, but is 11 seconds behind Ollie. But he's now put a bit of a gap between himself and Danny Britos. So that gap's about 2 seconds. Then got Jeremy, who's 12 seconds behind that. Jeremy's gained a lot with people going off track. And consequently, Jeremy's in a much higher position. Deserved to be stuff, really. Billy Stewart is still putting pressure on Jeremy, but we do know he's got a damaged car now as a result of that second off through Eau Rouge. Benny Heim is 9 seconds behind. A bit off track there, trying to get away from Dimitri. Dimitri is also having an absolute fantastic showing here as well in the Audi. So hats off to you, Dimitri. Just mention our sponsors, Sim3D, most improved driver. We also got to thank PWS, preciouswashes.co.uk. Syndeo, that's Dimitri Stathis' company. And Aqua Green. So thank you guys for sponsoring us and continuing the support for eSeniors. Robert Abando's 2.5 seconds behind with the lights on that Lamborghini. Behind that, we've then got Aaron Shannon. I'm just going to put the other screen on, actually, because that battle at the front's getting really interesting. Aaron Shannon, as you can see, is getting very close to Robert here. And you can see Mike Molesky is also joining the battle behind. And then behind that, we've got Jerry and Woosman trying to join in as well. So this battle's going to keep on giving. Then behind them, we've got Brian Banks, who again, as an improved driver, I think Brian's got to be up there. I know it's only the first race, but Brian, I've seen massive improvements. And look at this now. Richard McKay is really going for it on Don Queen now. So I'm going to switch to the wing cam on that, and we're going to go on board with Don. So we can see exactly how Don's battling there. He's just managed to pull away up the straight. And there's been a bit of a to-do. Robert Abando, what's gone on here? It's chaos. It's absolute chaos what's going on here. I'm losing complete track because the leaderboard's just lighting up with colours. It is like a Christmas tree. Aaron. So Andy Skelton's been involved with... Oh! That was unfortunate. That's the car. It's got to be the car at the back's fault. Oh, dearie me. Brian Banks there. What a save that was. And Andy Skelton's made the pass, but there's contact there as well. Oh, get them all stopped. Wow. Woo. That was... oh, that's definitely an off-track, that. That's Mr. Abando's really pushing for a drive-through, I think, if he carries on like that. I'm just going to go back to the battle of the front. I'll carry on down the leaderboard anyway. So Robert, Andy Skelton, who's literally right on Robert's tail. And then we've got Borat Belajic, Radislav Visharek, who's making good progress after being hit a few times. Rob Hupier. We've also got Lee Ellis in the Lambo. Second behind that, we've got Jaime Goddard. 5 seconds behind that, we've got Mike Molesky. There's loads of battles going on at the moment. I'm going to go to Fischerek on the other screen, onto the bonnet cam, just so you can see what's going on there. So he's really putting pressure on Belajic, I think that is. Yeah. Radislav on Borat. They're see how they're going on there. We've got Hugo Caballero 6 seconds behind. Obviously, a bit of an off before with Rodriguez. Got Kenny Schmidt. Who's 9 seconds behind that. PJ Petri Vitale. He's 2 seconds behind that. And we've got Thierry, who's 12 seconds behind in the Porsche. Now, look at this. Mr. Grimmer. 27th. Absolute applaud, Mr. Grimmer. Talking about just driving and keeping on the track. And that's where you end up. He is not last. And he's not looking likely to be last. Someone else who's had a great race so far is Andy Lees in the old style Honda. So he's had no practice in this car whatsoever. So this is a great showing for Andy Lees. Just, you know, and Radislav, as you can see. Oh, I was going to say, has he made the pass? But I'm not too sure whether he has made the pass or not. There seems to be a few cars going on all over the place here. I will carry on with the lap run in a minute. We've got 16 minutes to go. 16 minutes to go. Great battles everywhere. So Sousa's behind Andy and putting pressure on Andy. And then James Park's having a great race actually. He's another one who usually says you know, he expects to finish last, but last few races he's not been doing. There's been so much improvement for so many different drivers. Then we got one of the Tennant brothers, followed by the other brother. So we got Frederick and Frank. Frank leading the pair of them. Then got Arthur Castanguy, who's 4 seconds behind that, and then John Pachaya, who's 4 seconds behind that. And then we're into the cars that have pitted. Richard Columb, Jorgen Pedersen, Christos Zambas, Mark Condron, and then Peter David, who's running up the back. So we've still got 39 runners from the 43 who started. So, you know, not to be sniffed at that, to be fair. Billy Stewart's now putting pressure on Jeremy. So Billy's running again. Fastest man on track is Ollie Linnortner with a 2.20.487. 2.20.487. Ollie is really putting pressure on Mappy now. But Ollie, at the moment, is going to get the extra point for fastest lap. Yes, they all add up. They all add up. No drive-throughs, correct? Yes, Nikos, not one yet. Robert is out of control. I'm glad you said that, Stefan. And you can see Billy here now. He's going for the late break up the inside, is he? And there comes, that looks like a Ferrari. Do we know who that Ferrari is? I'm not going to say anything. But I think that Ferrari is a back marker. Jeremy lives to fight another day. One more position and Ollie gets a podium. I'm going to put the other little screen back on because we've got a nice little battle going on there. In fact, I'm going to switch it. So Andy Skelton, Radislav are battling it out here to try and claim what's going on. So, quick question to you all on the stream. Do you find that view useful? Where you've got a bigger screen? Obviously the angle of the cars does matter. Or do you prefer the picture-in-picture with the split? Just a bit of feedback for me, let me know. Because obviously I can alter the different views there. And you can see now it's quite a good run. What's going on? A big picture-in-picture. Cheers! Oh. And we can see, oh, Radislav and Andy Skelton have come together. Oh, such a let's relook at that. I'm going to put that on the big picture. I can't even find Radislav now. There you go. So coming up the straight. Got the trees, they need cutting. Radislav's gone for the pass. He's definitely got the speed. I have to say, I can't see much Andy Skelton's done wrong there. He's kept his line. Definitely one for the stewards, but I didn't see Andy Skelton make a move, if I'm being brutally honest. Yeah, I mean, obviously let the stewards decide on that one. I'm just going from first impressions, but I didn't really see any movement from Andy Skelton's car at all. It looked like Radislav had come across in front at that point. Hi Adam, hi AJ. Stefan wants the big picture. Everyone's happy with picture in picture. Is Billy going to make it here? Oh, he looks like he's made it. Oh, he's going too fast. Crikey, Charlie. So is Jeremy. They've both been caught out unawares there. Yeah, and then Billy's lost out a lot of time. Now he's going to have to do it all again. And Jeremy survives to fight another day. So we've still got this battle going on, which is Rob, Borrett and Robert. Benny Heim has now made a pass on Jeremy Woosman. There has been a tap with Rob, and Mike Molesky's also been involved in an incident as well. It looks like Radislav has quit. He's called it a day, if I'm not mistaken. We're now down to 38 cars on track, so I think Radislav has gone. One of my displays has updated, and the other one hasn't. So I do think we're going to be a car down at some point. Still a good showing at the moment. How many are still racing? There are still 37 cars. 38 cars on track. That's 38 cars on track. I think the thing with the big pictures, Stefan, it's great when you've got the view. So, for example, if I do it now, you've got the long view, and it works really well. But as soon as you get into a corner, the view narrows too much, and you lose too much of the screen. I mean, this view here going up the straight is going to be brilliant for obvious reasons, because you're getting to see a good view of what's going on. But the reality is, I think it's Nikos not that good in my 1080p monitor. I can't help that, Nikos. I'm just trying to make it fun for everybody. I'm trying new things, and that's why I'm asking for feedback. If I don't try, I'll never know. If people like certain things, I can always rotate and split them, which I'm quite happy to do as well. Just if people let me know. So Mr. Tennant, Frederick Tennant that is, has now passed Mr. Sousa. Mr. Sousa's not giving up. Andy Skelton has made the pass on Brian Banks. And we've still got this little battle going on in the middle. So I don't know why I've got Hugo in the other window there. I'm going to put Ollie on, because Ollie is putting pressure on Mappe now. Adam never thought wish being 50. It comes with its own problems, Adam, believe me. And then once you're 50, you're thinking, I wish I was 40 again. Things you take for granted now, mate, aren't taken for granted once you get over 50. Rob's really putting pressure on Borrett here. Borrett's kept himself in it though. He is not giving up in that Audi. And there's Robert going into the braking zone, coming across under braking. You've got to be careful there. Once you've set your position up, he's taking the cut there. He will have to hold back a little bit there, because if he's made a gain, an advantage, he has to get the speed back down so the other cars can get back to the position they were on. If he does that consecutively, lap after lap, he will get a penalty for that. They are the sorts of things we're clamping down on this season, purely because if you're going to go off track to gain, it's tantamount to cheating a little bit, I think. Benny's just been passed by Jerry, who's now into 9th place. Borrett's been managed to pass. Robert has decided to go wide. In fact, everyone's going wide. How there's not a drive-through yet is beyond me. But Borrett's made the pass now. Kenneth and that have come together, and Dimitri. What's happened there? This is the race that keeps on giving. So Kenneth's gone round. Just within track limits there, I think it's fair to say. Dimitri is further in front of him. As he just got his braking point wrong and causes Dimitri. Oh! He's going to have to give that place back. Kenneth will have to give that back. Because that's definitely classed as a bump pass. Otherwise, that will be a penalty. Ollie's still struggling. I'm going to change that view now to Richard, because Richard has caught Don up. This race is not over. 7 minutes to go. I'm going to go back to Rob. Rob has managed to get past Robert now. And it looks like Robert's also going to be passed by Mr. Goddard as well. It looked like Robert's just gone a little bit loose in the last few laps. You know, he's been missing his braking points. You can see he's gone wide again there. And I think he's just starting to feel it a little bit. And while everyone's still homed in and in the zone, they're obviously managing to keep going. So I'm going to switch now and go to the main view here, which is the view from Richard's car. And as you can see there, he's closed right in on Don Queen. Jaime's now managed to pass Robert Abando, and Lee Ellis is now after Robert. So Robert is starting to free fall now. I don't know if he's got a tyre problem, but he's starting to free fall. Come on, 33 viewers, 20 likes, guys. You're better than that. I'm not good at maths, but I can work that number out. Is the racing line optional? Good point, that, Craig. 75 inches from a 1080p is going to be when it was 4K. Yeah, they probably looked okay. I might try and do 4K again, but as I said, the stream it was pushing it, and it only took someone to go onto Twitter, and it obviously caused a problem. I clicked dislike because you had the big split screen. Thanks for that, AJ. Delete. That's gone. Richard's not gaining now, but Billy's back on with Jeremy. Let's go to the wing cam of Jeremy, and let's go to picture, although it looks like he's not going to make it. Billy's still throwing it into the corners, but fair dues, he's getting back up again. Billy, I reckon Billy could have been fighting for pole for the win here if he hadn't made the two mistakes he's made. Dimitri's made it past Kenneth now, so Kenneth must have relinquished the position. A bit slow there off the mark there was Billy. You can see the difference in Jeremy keeping the power down as a result of that. Yeah, Jeremy's really got a good angle round there. Although Jeremy's lifted. Definitely lifted there because... Oh, and there's been a change! There has been a change! Let's just have a look at that. How did that happen? Ollie, we knew, was catching on Mappy, but he's managed to get the pass. I don't know whether there's been a mistake from Mappy in relation to this or not, because I did see. Oh, and they've come together. Keep watching. Yeah, so Mappy's gone really wide there, and they have had contact with each other. They're both still running. I'm not going to see the contact on this replay for obvious reasons. We're going to see what happened initially. So they have had contact again previously. So Mappy, I think, went into the back of Ollie there, and luckily both cars stayed on track because Melvin is 8 seconds behind. But before you know it, Melvin could be there as part of the journey. So when you can see there, Mappy, I wonder if the tyres are now are gone off. We've got 3 minutes to go. And there seems to be a few cars really struggling keeping it on track. But yet, we've not had one drive-through penalty yet. So that's credit where credit's due, to be honest. Ollie there, getting the corner right. Oh, bit of a twitch. He's really going for it. He's got a good run here as Mappy in the BMW. We need to see Ollie go defensive. Get it left, Ollie. Don't lose the inside line. Because there's no way he's going around the outside there. Not a cat and hell's chance going around the outside. That's the way to do it. You've kept it within the track limits. That's brilliant. Get your braking point nailed. The Audi's really good under brakes in this corner. Look at that. He's done it. It's got a bit hot, but just enough to get the car rotated round. That BMW is going to have great drive, though. And Peter, who's a back marker, obviously is coming into play here. He's got to be careful to pass because he's able to pass only if his route ahead is clear. And while these two cars are fighting, that cannot be the case. So Peter can't really get involved here and split the cars. Because Peter, I believe, is a back marker at this point in time. Yeah, Andy Skelton doing a great job. Hi, John. Didn't see you sneak in there. And yeah, Terry, I think, taking votes on Driver of the Day. I think Ollie's definitely up there, Absolutely up there is Ollie. He's had a great race, Ollie. A few guys, just pick a few. I was going to say Joe's had a great race, but he's just got off track now. And then, obviously, Borrett, Jaime, there's been a few of them. Melvin has had a great race as well. Mappy's had a great race. So come on. Terry says Ollie or Andy S. Don says Melvin. Okay, so it's going to be close, guys. I'm telling you, Ollie's pulling away now. Hi, Steve. I think you were in from the start, actually, if I remember rightly. Look at these. They're still going for it. There's still passes going on. No one's giving up. We've got 1 minute to go. And we must be getting close to the last lap. And drivers are still going hell for leather. Come on, there's more of you in the stream than that. Come on, there's 35 people. Looking pretty even there. Couple for Andy Skelton. Couple for Ollie. Derek, thank you. I've not seen much lagging, to be fair, as well. 40 odd cars on track. We've still got 36 cars on track. Hi, Martin. Let's. So Don's just on the final lap now. I don't think Mappy's going to give up, but he's got. I think there's a tall order, and this battle's going to go to the line as well. So see what I mean? Mappy's got 1 lap to catch Ollie. Ollie's done great round there. Mappy's got a great run though. Could this be Mappy making a claim to his position? Ollie's got to go really defensive. I don't know if the BMW's got the grunt against the Audi up the straight though. The Audi is so quick in a straight line. It hasn't, even in the toe, the Audi just seems to pull towards the end of that straight. That's where the BMW just seems to start giving it a bit of struggle, a bit of puff towards the end there. And Ollie's looking good here, looking really good. CBO's right here. Thanks, Johan. Let's go to the front. Let's give Don his glory. I think it's fair to say. Don, deserved winner. Great qualifying. Has managed to stave off any attacks. He was under pressure from a couple of drivers. But you know what? He's just kept it on track. And that's what sometimes it takes. It's just keeping it on track. He's not been the fastest, He really hasn't been the fastest. But he's been very consistent. And it's the consistency that's put him where he is today. So I think Don's going to be ending up having a nice big drink or something later. He's going to have earned it. Without a shadow of a doubt. He's going to have earned it. So that's it. We're coming to the end of the race. The votes seem to be in favour of Ollie. So we're going to give, and there, Don, we're going to give Ollie drive of the day, and he's going to be 3rd place on the podium. Just outbroke himself there a little bit. No, did he? No, he didn't get 3rd. Mappy took him because he went off track. Still a great race by Ollie though. Melvin with a fantastic 5th place there. Danny Britos coming home in 6th place. Billy Stewart managed to get past Jeremy in the end, even with his battered car, and claim a 7th position. I still think Billy could have won this if it weren't for the offs. Ollie outbroke himself, AJ. Went through the bus stop, but he had no drive when he come out, so it cost him, unfortunately. And there's Jeremy coming over. Jeremy's going to be absolutely made up with that position, I think it's fair to say. And there's a Jeroen Woostman coming over. He's going to be happy. Benny came in the 10th position with a rather battered looking car both sides. Aaron Shannon had a good race actually. He did have a few incidents early on. And then Andy Skelton, Black Cat Racing, couple of incidents, but I think the ones we've seen, I don't think he can be fully to blame for them. Dimitri Stathis coming over the line with a flappy bonnet. Rob Houpier's had quite an intense race, I think. He's made it in 15th place. Borat Belajic had a fantastic race as well. Keep him going, can't I? Jaime Goddard, he's had a good battle. A few marks on his car. Mike Molesky's had a good race. He's in 18th place. Then got Lee Ellis. He's coming over just behind, and Robert Abando with a flappy bonnet himself. Hugo Caballero. And then behind that, Petri, Kenny. And that's all cars now classified. Well, everybody, that was the Group 2 race. And I think that was fantastic. Quite a bit to keep up with there. So if I missed everything, my apologies. I tried my damnedest. If you haven't already, click that like button, thanks. And for those who are racing tomorrow, see you on track tomorrow. I'm going to call it a evening for this stream. Thank you very much, everybody.